One. Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. Stay with me is my student Maggie Schindler, and I'm so excited to be able to have like this interview and just share her story with you guys. She's one of our Canadian students, and so I think she joined the program about 2 weeks ago. So I want to kind of share her story, share some of her progress, show you what's possible, and maybe provide some encouragement for you. So, Maggie, can you please like introduce yourself? Just tell a little bit about like your business.
Well, my name is Maggie. I live in Mississauga, Ontario, which is just outside of Toronto. And my business is JDS Enterprises, and we provide bookkeeping, accounting, and income tax services for small businesses and individuals.
What were you, I guess, number one, like what were you doing before we started working together?
Well, I was
Like,
on a bit of a sabbatical. My regular day job had finished, and I was feeling extremely burnt out, and I needed to take a break to get my thoughts in order and clear my soul and all that good stuff. And I had been doing I had been doing bookkeeping as a side business for a number of years, and I just decided that this is where I want to go. And by by having my own business, I can decide who I work with, when I work, and how I want to do it. And I can build these relationships with my clients, and so that we are helping each other. I'm helping them with making sure that their books are in order, that they can stand up to audit if they do get audited, make sure all their taxes are filed on time and all their money is put in on time, and that's what I give them, and what they give me is I can make sure that they give me what I need in order to service their needs. It's been going
yeah.
okay, but like I said, I did take a break, but then one day I was just surfing the web and I saw you, and I've seen like a few different uh things online of about bookkeepers and helping bookkeepers build their business and how to do it. And then there were a lot of them that were like just not even about bookkeepers, but just general. And what I really liked about what I saw your ad was you focused exactly on what I need. It was like you were talking to me. And so I reached out and you called me back and we had a great conversation, and I'm very, very happy that I did decide to join your group, and it's been so informative, and I love the feeling of everybody helping everybody else out. The idea of people, we all have the same goal and we all have the same background, which is good because we're all going in the same direction and we've all come from the same, the same launching point, which I think is great. And collaborating with each other, and I might have an idea or a problem that somebody in the group is able to help me out with, and vice versa. And it's just been,
Oh,
I'm very happy that I made this decision.
awesome. And yeah, even taking a step back, even like going deeper in that, right? So, because I know that when you first got started, like you were taking a sabbatical, you were out of work, right? I know a lot of people where, they wouldn't even make an investment in themselves, even when they're making, six figures a year at their corporate job. I guess what what do you think was the driver for you to say, okay, even though money is a little bit tighter right now, I'm gonna take this action to actually like go and get my goals? I guess what was that?
After talking to you, I felt that by the way that you explained the program, and it just was very much in my mindset. And I felt that by going through the program and doing the steps as you have laid them out, that it would catapult me into the next level. And um, I just it for me, that's how I felt. And yes, money was an issue as we discussed. But I believe that as time goes on and as I get further into this, that I will more than make that money back, because I don't know, it just really feels right to me. So
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, like, I know you've only been in the program for like 2 weeks, but I mean, you closed both of your two consults. Sounds like you had one big consult a week and you closed both of it. I
Yeah,
guess,
that was exciting.
yeah. What's that been like? Because I mean, it sounded like you were a lot more confident speaking to the clients since you joined.
I don't know what to say. I just, I speak from the heart. I tell them what I can offer them. The bigger client, he is definitely, his business is a very similar business model to what I was doing in my day job. So it was like, oh yeah, this is like piece of cake. I can do this. I've been doing it for over 10 years. So no problem there. And we started talking and then I was during the meeting, I said to him, well, what is your old bookkeeper doing for you? How often do you meet with them? What is it that they're giving you? What is it that they're not giving you? What would you like to see? And then because I have that background in what this person is doing, I started going back to how I used to do it. That was for a much larger company, but the layout is the same. So let's break down because I said, what do you want? Like, do you just want a line for income and a line for expenses, or do you want to know where your money's coming from, where you're getting your profits? So we can do that, but this is how we do it. So I told him we'll set up accounts for consulting, one for new business, one for renewals, and all that stuff. And then we'll plop in the revenue, and then you will know how you at the end of the period or at the whenever we report how you like. Okay, my consulting work brought in this much money, and this is how much I had to pay to get it done, and the profit is this. And then you'll know for each portion of your business exactly where you're making your money and where you're losing money, and then you can tweak accordingly. And he was so excited that I was willing to do this for him because the other person didn't. And yeah, so and then after like he signed the engagement letter like that day, and he sent me another email saying, tell me anything you need and I'll get it for you. And let's have meetings. At least, he said monthly. And I said, no, I want to do it more often than that in the beginning until I'm in the groove and I know exactly how you work and what you want. Because I have to, of course, tweak my methods to what the clients are doing so that you don't scare them. And he was like, oh, this is great. And yeah, and I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a very, very fruitful relationship for us. So
Awesome.
I'm pleased with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember we spoke on the phone. I think the day before the meeting, because you said, "Hey, Bryce, I'm looking at this stuff. I've just got in the program. Like, can you please just call me for a minute? Like, help me kind of walk through like, what I
Hmm.
should do. I guess like what was that call like? I guess how did it help you? I guess move with more confidence to this call.
Well, obviously, like you explained to me how the meeting should go because this was a face-to-face meeting, and then you told me about the about to do up the proposal and what that involves, and so I had that already too for this individual, and but and so I did the proposal based on what I had originally been told, but when the conversation started to evolve, it was just like, well, I can't give him this price because it's going to cost a lot more money for him to get all of this stuff that I'm offering him. So I just kind of put it on the back burner, and I'm going to redo another proposal later so that when I know exactly what he's looking at. But I just felt so empowered, even just doing that proposal, um, to mentally set me up for this is how it starts, and tell me what your pain is and what do you want to get out of this, and how can I help you get there. And so then we kind of started talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the more I'm hearing you talk about just like how you're approaching sales, it's like, okay, so now before the meeting, you have a strategy to be able to, okay, this is how I'm going to actually have the meeting set. So you're setting your intention, you know exactly where you're going to go. Then on the
Yeah.
meeting, since you know what you're doing, you're very competent, you're also prepared there. So you spent, X amount of years like preparing for this client essentially to work in your day job. So now
Mm-hmm.
that, preparation is meeting opportunity, you're closing at a very high rate. So okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
Okay.
did originally because I wasn't sure how this was going to go. As you and I talked about, I told him I would do it for the same fee as what the prior accountant did. But I also told him I'll only do it for that amount for 3 months, and then we will see how much of my effort is needed, and then we're going to have to tweak the fee appropriately. And he was like, "Oh, no, this is great. No problem. Whatever you need." Okay, good. So then I'm going, like, what I'm actually going to do is um, I'm going to write down, like, make a list of what he's getting now and what I'm giving him and where, like, how much more effort this is taking. And if it takes that much more effort, then it's going to cost him that much more. And if he wants to continue, at the higher level, then I'm going to have to bill him for it. If he wants just to stay at this fee, then I'm going to scale back what services I give him. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, we could talk about and approach it because like right, how to like really um capture the value of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So when you present it to him, it makes sense based on where
Mhm.
he's at, in his
Mhm.
kind of I guess business sophistication level. So that's
Yeah.
really gonna help you kind of get that higher price point. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, so that'll be great then.
Yeah.
And even afterwards, just like looking forward to the future. I know that you're starting to get some work with like some of the other students, like Henry, because he has like that larger cannabis deal that's kind of in the pipeline. I
Mhm.
guess like what has that been like to like have community of people, not just in the US, but also in Canada, who
Yeah.
are surrounded by willing to refer and subcontract?
Yeah, well, actually, that's been great. And Henry and I had a long talk, and not just about this client, but about should there be other clients that he finds that he's not able to service or whatever. And yeah, and that worked out really well too. And I said, yeah, of course I'll help. And he's only about maybe 40 minutes away from me, so it's not that far. And so we've agreed that we will, when things happen, that we will talk about it some more. And I did offer to him if he wants me to sit in on some meetings, I'll be happy to do that. I mean, as his um, associate or colleague,
Yeah.
not and that way too the client can see that this is a team effort. It's not just one person. So if one person cannot if one person for whatever reason can't do it, either they're sick or they're overwhelmed or they have to go away, there is somebody there to service them, which people like because nobody wants to be left out in the lurch. And if they know that there's a team behind him, it'll help. So we've yeah, you like that? I
Yeah.
see you smiling.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, because like he's still working his corporate job. He's like at $7,200 a month right now, right?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
we've kind of set a tentative deadline of like I think January like 7th. Sorry, not January, July 7th is when
Hmm.
it's gonna be like his last day. So he's gonna get an extra 40 hours per week back to just
Yeah.
go straight into the business. So like
Yeah.
yeah, now that he has you on his team to be able to help him with like that workload too, like yeah, he's gonna
Absolutely.
like zoom really fast.
Yeah, yeah, no, and well, I don't know if he's working alone or if he's working with his wife, or I don't know what that whole situation is, but I've just been talking to
He
Henry.
uses her profile. Yeah,
Oh,
so one thing we do is like since his wife is actually has a background in bookkeeping, in order to like kind of extend his network and his ability to like get new relationships, he's actually using both him and his wife's profile.
good, good. Well, whatever
Yeah.
works, right?
Yeah.
And if it helps, like some people just have like really unconscious biases about, well, I want to talk to somebody who already has all this background, or I want to talk to somebody who knows more about this business, or so there could be different avenues, and like what one profile doesn't pick up, the other one will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool, And yeah, I really appreciate, the opportunity to work with you. It's been really good to kind of see your progress, see someone who's, as put in the time, put in the work. Maybe just the process wasn't quite in alignment before we started working together, but now you have that process, you have that structure. And as you're kind of seeing it, you're 2 for 2 on consultation calls so far. I can't wait to
Mhm.
see the next 10 consultations, how many of those you close and like sign up and pretty soon we'll
Yeah.
be sitting here, maybe we'll do a second interview when you're at, 5K, 10K per month plus.
That would be
Um,
amazing. I'm
yeah,
hoping, well, not I'm hoping, I'm planning
yeah.
that happens soon. As I told you, in Canada, this week is tax deadline week. So I haven't been able to prospect as much as I would like this week because I have to get all these personal income taxes done. But come the beginning of May, I'm going, full speed ahead. I'm already planning, thinking about um, how I'm gonna approach it, who I'm going to send my emails to, and of course, like I've done a lot of reaching out to people from my past to say, okay, well, I'm not there anymore and now I'm on my own. And, I'd really appreciate if you could help me out with, anybody that who might need my services. And a lot of these people are people that I used to work with. So they know me, they know my work ethic, they know my personality, and that's been helpful. And they have said, oh yeah, yeah, if I hear of anybody, I'll definitely let you know. Now, where that's going to go, I don't know, but it's good to put it out there. So,
We could talk about how to convert some of those to in a couple of probably after we get off the call here, we could talk about that. I guess I guess at this stage in business in the game, right? So I know you've only been inside the program for about 2 weeks. I mean, would you recommend that other people do the program or even just work with me and listen to what I have to say further?
absolutely, without question, because I feel that through this program, through speaking with you individually and speaking with like in the group settings, um, every setting, as I told you, I get so much information and I feel so confident. And even if, like sometimes things aren't working out and you're feeling down and I don't know if I can do this, by being in that environment, everybody supports everybody else, which is, it's just fabulous. And as I said, we all have the same goal and we're all coming from the same place. So it's just great. It's like, I have found my people.
Um, yeah, because I remember the first day when we did like your onboarding call, it was kind of like a little bit of like, did I do the right thing? Am I in the right place? Like, oh my gosh, I just spent, I
Yeah.
spent money. It was kind of like kind of like
Like,
guard up. But then I remember
what am
as
I
soon as you
doing?
came to the
Yeah,
as soon as you came to the first community call, right? And then you were like, okay, what is this? Who are these people? And start talking, introduce yourself. Then at the end of it, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the right place. It's amazing. Do you remember that conversation?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And then
I was
like
right
two
away,
days
I was
later, you had your
throwing in
first client.
advice to poor Henry, and he's like, who the heck is this woman? I don't know if he knew it, like what I told him, or if this was new, but yeah, poor
uh,
Henry.
yeah, you were around people, you were giving advice, like, okay, this is how you could do this too. Wow, this is great, blah blah blah. And then yeah, 2 days later, you got your first like client.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
that's fun.
You're probably thinking, this woman talks so much.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah, I'm
know,
not your typical accountant, and that's what I tell people when I'm talking to them. And yes, they all agree I'm not your typical accountant, and I'm out there. I speak my mind. I don't I don't hold back. And if things are going well, I definitely put it out there. And if things aren't going the way that I like, I also have to speak up with that too. So no, as far as this program is concerned, I'm very, very happy that I made this decision, and I'm just looking forward to how far it's going to take me. So,
yeah, I'm so excited for this. Yeah, especially because like then you can tell other people in Canada about it. Yeah, and just yeah. So
mhm,
thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate this. I know it was getting out of your shell, being able to like talk on camera so other people can see it and stuff. But just like everything else, you face your fear, and that's why you're going to be ahead of most of the people. Just like we're saying, rather than being like hope it works, just now that you know it works, just keep having time to the equation, keep letting
mhm,
things snowball, keep letting those referral sources kind of pile up, and then you'll be
yeah.
at your goal. So awesome. And it's been great meeting you, great meeting you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed some. Hope you learned something out of this video. She shared a lot more than what we usually share in some of these videos. So go back through, listen to what she said, and really like start soaking in some of that stuff. Okay. So we'll see you guys later. Done recording in three, two, and